Hi guys, it's Rob back again. This is Hustling Abroad. It's always good to be here. I hope you're good. So today I'm going to talk to you a bit about where to live in Puerto Plata city. So if you are going to this beautiful little city, you might want to consider living in different parts of the city depending on your taste, the type of person that you are, your budget as well. So I'll just give you a kind of rundown of what I did and my own personal, honest observations. So let's get into it. I came from Santo Domingo on Caribe tours, and it dropped me off here. Then I took a $2 or $3 Uber ride with the rudest Uber driver I've ever come across. Yeah, I don't know, the Uber drivers in Puerto Plata are not always the best. So I've got there my suitcases. The guy pulled up. It took ages to come, by the way. He finally got there. He pulled up. He popped the trunk or the boot if you're from the UK. I thought, oh, that's weird. Like, usually they get out and they help you put your suitcase in the back. I mean, not that I expect it, but that's usually the norm. They usually want to make sure you don't damage your car. You know what I mean? So, but usually, anyway, this guy pulled up, popped the trunk or the boot. Didn't get out. I thought that's weird. So I put my suitcase in the back there. Closed it. I didn't think I slammed it. I just kind of closed it in a normal way. I don't think it was definitely nothing exaggerated. Opened the door. The guy was so rude. He was like, "Suave, chico, suave. No entiende que es suave." It means like do it slowly, softly. Don't you know what softly means? And he rattled on for the whole of the 10-minute ride to the Airbnb. He was so rude. So I couldn't believe it. I've never come across anyone so rude in my entire life. Yeah, just no need for it. He could have just said, "Oh, could you you did that a bit hard" or something. He just kept repeating himself, getting angrier and angrier. I didn't even say anything to the guy. I was in shock. I was like, and I was tired as well. I was like, what? I could barely believe he was being so rude. Obviously, he got a 1-star rating from me. But yeah, a lot of them are like that, unfortunately. But yeah, he was just really aggressive, really rude. Obviously, he'd had a bad day, but it's not my fault, is it? And I didn't slam the door. I didn't slam his boot anyway. It was just over-exaggerated for sure. But unfortunately, you do get that sometimes. But yeah, he did have the honor of being the rudest Uber driver I've ever had, and I've used Uber in countless countries. Anyway, let's get back on track. I don't want to babble on any longer about the Uber drivers. You can take Uber around the city, and they're pretty cheap. They will try to negotiate extra money with you, just to warn you. You can also take moto taxis around the city, which are cheaper as well. I mean, with Uber, you can get around pretty much anywhere for sort of $2, $4, something like that. At night time, they might try and negotiate the same again in cash, or they'll want you to give an extra 100% tip or something. But that's just what it is, unfortunately, in Puerto Plata. It's definitely a lot worse than in Santiago. Santiago, they do try and negotiate sometimes as well, but they're a bit more professional than in Puerto Plata, I have to tell you. But saying that, it's still cheap, so it's still not the end of the world. I think there's public buses you could probably take, but I wouldn't really recommend them when it's so cheap to get around with Uber or moto taxi. Take a moto taxi. I think it's around 50 pesos, 100 pesos, which is like $1 basically to get anywhere. The only thing is you've got to have balls of steel. They're not the safest form of getting around. But then again, Puerto Plata is a pretty small place. It's not like the traffic is crazy. The only place the traffic is crazy is along this main highway here. The rest of the city is pretty chill. So, but along this highway, Highway 5, that runs all the way around the island here from Santiago, this would be the public route. So people coming from the city or from the west, or people coming from the west would have to take this highway through the city. So it's a pretty busy road, but the rest of the city is pretty chill. Okay, so my first Airbnb was over here. Okay, so north of the Centro Histórico, or the center of the city. And yeah, that's about what I was paying. Yeah, about £545. Yeah, so that's around $735. This is the place that I stayed at, Royal Terrace. So internet wasn't great, I've got to say. It wasn't. The good thing about the internet was it was constant. So you didn't really get. It didn't really cut off, so it was pretty consistent, but it wasn't very fast. It was around. I was getting speeds of around 20. Now I work online. I'm teaching online. I'm in meetings all day with other stuff as well. So I really need a decent connection. It was just about did the job. But if there were other guests in at the same time, it was a struggle. I had to use my phone data for quite a lot of the time as well. If I was there alone, and because I think it was about what 1, 2, 3, 4, that 5 or 6 apartments there. But if there were other guests in at the same time, the speed was terrible. But as I said, it was consistent. This is the place I stayed. So every apartment has a little balcony, which is loud. That street is loud. So you get motorcycles at all time, night and day in the morning. You get people. There's a little like moto taxi rank right outside, which is convenient if you want to go anywhere, or if you don't mind taking the moto taxis. But they'd rev their engines at 3 in the morning for no reason. But saying that, it was really convenient. Little fridge, little cooking setup there, which worked really well as well. You had all the pots and pans that you could imagine. Bathroom was really good. Hot water all the time. This is the outside, little pharmacy outside. The guy who owns it has this little pharmacy. His wife owns that pharmacy as well, and then that's his building upstairs. You've got look at this. You've got a nice little patio here that was pretty chill. There's also another level. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the photo, but they've got a level upstairs where you can go up and where you can go up there and have a look around. Beautiful 360 view of the city and the mountains behind you as well. So you can see you've got the sea in front of you, you've got the neighborhood, and then you've got the mountains behind you. So it was a really good spot. It was definitely a great spot to start off with. And the owner, or the guy who runs it, I guess he's the owner of the building, I presume. Really nice guy, super chill, really friendly, just a really nice guy. This is the guy here. He looks a bit younger in that photo. But it was a top spot. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't getting speeds of anything like that. I was getting not even of 25% of that. But would I stay there again? Definitely. Really nice guy. Very clean. They had a cleaning service as well. So we had a lady come in once a week. It could have been more often. I could have asked her to come in more often than that. It's just as I'm working all the time, it's kind of a bit of an inconvenience. But once a week, you could probably request more than that. She'd come in and clean and keep it all nice and tidy and that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. TV worked really well with Netflix as well. So yeah, you're looking at about 545 quid or pounds if you're not from the UK. It's about $730, $740, something like that. And the location then was let's go back. Let me show you the location. Yeah, location here. So you can see you're a few blocks from the main street there. This is where I was staying first of all. So this area over here, Torre Alta, that's right. So Torre Alta, anywhere around here, they work on a private electricity grid, so you get really stable electricity, which is great. So you don't really get blackouts over here. Where I was, I believe they still operate on the public electricity grid, not a private grid, so blackouts would happen, but not too frequently, every few days, and only for sort of short periods of time as well, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, a couple for an hour here, an hour there. But that's like most of the Dominican Republic that aren't working from a private grid. Now, then I moved down to here, opposite the Estadio. This is where I was staying. This is actually a bit more expensive. I don't know whether it was the time of year. It must be the time of year, because I paid a bit less than that. I paid around 500 quid, which is what, $700, more or less, a little bit under. That's advertised for August for 635. £635 is 850 bucks, 856 bucks. So a bit more expensive. Might be, like I say, it's probably the demand time of the year, but it's not worth that. It's not worth that, to be honest. Nice people that run it, but great location. Also, if you're not going to spend a lot of time in the apartment, it's pretty great. It's a great location. But for me, working from home, the internet was good. The internet was super fast, but it was really small. No window. These photos make it look a lot better than it actually is in real life. The kitchen, to be fair, is pretty well stocked. But what he doesn't mention is there's like a chicken farm outside the door. There's like, I'm not even joking, about 20 chickens, probably more than that, roosters. And then the neighbors are loud as hell, really loud. Like they've put a window in the. Let me see if I can show you the bedroom. Yeah, this is there's a little window here, right? And they've built the next door's house literally within an inch of the house. So what you see is when you open the blind is concrete, literally concrete. That's all you see, literally within an inch. Crazy. But yeah, just really depressing. Like if you're going to be there for like during the day, if you're going to spend a lot of time there, definitely wouldn't recommend it at all. Just really loud, and again, nice people, and great location. If it's just somewhere to sleep, you'll probably be okay there. There you go. Book 6 nights, get 1 free. The air conditioning was good. Internet was really fast. Actually, the internet was the best I've actually had in the DR. Most stable, and yeah, it actually was around 50, if not more than that. In fact, I think it was even faster than the 50 that advertises here. So yeah, but look, that was, yeah, so would I recommend it? So yeah, look, if you're going to go to Puerto Plata, you want to be staying, in my opinion, if I could have stayed anywhere, and my budget was a bit better, I would have stayed anywhere around the historic centre. Anywhere around here would have been good, but it's a bit more expensive around there. Just a little bit more expensive. But then again, you don't need to take taxis or anything to get downtown. And there's a whole bunch of Airbnbs there. They're plentiful. This is also a pretty good area to live as well around here. You got loads of really cool little beach bars around here. Your expat bars, if that's what you want to call them. If that's what you like, then that's probably a good little spot. This little spot around here. This is a really good restaurant, Casa de Caribe restaurant. That's where I used to go for lunch. And then you've got a shopping centre. Let me show you. You've got a little shopping centre around here. So this is where I would go for lunch. So yeah, that little restaurant here, Casa de Caribe, great jerk chicken. And then down here, you can't see it because there's no Google Maps. But down here on the right, they've got a really modern shopping centre. Actually, we did have a long blackout one day. And it was out. The electricity was out for about 6-7 hours. So I spent most of the day teaching from a little coffee shop over here, Las Palmas. I forget what the name of the actual shopping centre is. So yeah, if I was to go again, I'd stay around this area here, close to the beach, around here. If not, here. Now, if you've got your own car, you could stay in Torre Alta, maybe even around this area here. You know, somewhere like that. You get a lot more bang for your buck. It's a lot quieter. Just bear in mind that you're gonna have to drive everywhere, or you're gonna have to get Ubers everywhere. Walking, there's just nothing really around the neighborhoods, you know. So it depends on you if you want to be in the center of the action or if you want to be right downtown in the thick of it. Don't stay around anywhere around here, Barrio Haiti. Don't go around here. That's actually where the cruise ship stopped there. Don't go anywhere around here, really. I would avoid that area. And yeah, I mean it's a pretty good. Oh, you could also stay up here if you wanted to stay a bit further out. I heard that's actually quite a decent area. Although I didn't really go up there over them for a quick visit, so I can't really speak on that. But yeah, Puerto Plata is a decent place, very chill. I wouldn't want to live there myself long term, but it was great for a while. It was great for a couple of months, and it's a nice little historic centre. I mean, they've obviously had this crackdown recently, So there's like cops all over the place. The place is dead at nighttime. So I wouldn't really go for, if you're into like clubbing or bars or having a good time. In that case, I'd go over to Cabarete. We'll do a separate video on Cabarete. Sosua, maybe, I'm not sure. I know there's been a crackdown there as well. So I'm not sure. I'm going to update you on Sosua as I'm going there this weekend. We'll do some videos from Sosua. But yeah, I did go to Cabarete. Puerto Plata is a good spot. I wouldn't really go there for the beaches, although they do have some beaches in the city. I think there's much better spots. But yeah, if you're looking for like a place to work from, it might be all right. It might be okay. But yeah, it's a good place. Obviously, a lot more chill, a lot quieter than Santiago, but definitely a good spot to check out. Nice local people, pretty chill in general. The only thing is, there's not a lot of like amenities there. You got a couple of big supermarkets. There's a Jumbo, there's a Serena. So there's a couple of big, but it's kind of a bit of a mission just to go there. It's just packed full of people. There's people from all over the province of Puerto Plata, because you've got Puerto Plata city, then you've got Puerto Plata province. They all go into the city. They all got to literally just to go to the supermarket, because obviously they don't have them in the small towns. So just bear that in mind. It gets like it turns into a bit of a shit show. Anyway, I'll stop babbling now. Stop yakking on. I'm going to end the video here, and I'll thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. I'm Rob. This is Hustling Abroad. Join us, subscribe, share the content. Let us know what you think of the video in the comments below. Give us a comment if you loved the video. Give us a comment if you didn't like the video. It's always good to hear the feedback, and I'll see you down the road.